Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode I'm going to teach you how to create an action to simplify repetitive tasks in Photoshop with just one click. So what is an action? Well, it can save you a lot of time on performing repetitive tasks such as edits, cropping, adding a signature, saving to different file types, file sizes, because you get uniformity across a batch of images. So if you're saving to, say, Twitter or to Facebook, you can get all your images exactly aligned to the right size with a signature and save them in batches. You can also stop and start when making an action. You can save the action to your hard drive, so you can give it to somebody else or even sell it to somebody else. You can export the action, and you can also import actions that other people have created. How to create an action? Well, the first thing you need to do is look at the actions panel, which I've got here, and it's identified by this button here. If you can't find that in Photoshop, if you just go to Window and click on Actions, it will come up. So in order to create an action, we need to create, first of all, an action set. To do that, we'll click on this button here, and we'll just call this, for argument's sake, Cliff Action. OK. Now within the action set, we need to create the actual action that we're going to do. So click on the plus icon here, and we'll call this one, I don't know, Sky Edit. Now press record, and the recording process will start. You can stop the recording process at any stage by clicking on this button, and then recommence the recording by clicking on the record button. So we've got our base image, and I've already created a duplicate layer, but I'll create another one. Control J. I'll add a solid white adjustment layer over the top, like so. I'll change the blend mode to soft light. Then I'll add a brightness and contrast layer. I'll change the contrast to, say, 86, 87. Now you can change that in the action, and I'll show you how we do that. If we click on this flag here within the process, when you run the action, it will highlight and a little box will appear, and it will allow you to make adjustments at that point in time. Next, I'm going to add a curves layer. I'll just lower the midtones a little bit, and I'm going to add a red sheen to the sky. Now to do that, I'll select the red channel. I'll drop the low reds to give it a nice bit of blue haze, raise the highlights to give it this morning sun appearance. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to group those, Control G. Then I'm going to actually create a single image from that group by pressing Control or Command, Option, Shift and E. So now I've got a single image. Let's turn those off. I'm going to convert that into a smart object. I'm going to go to Filter, Camera Raw. I'm just going to adjust the reds. I'm going to bring the highlights down a bit. Press OK. So that's our edit. Oh, I think what I'll do here is I'll just show you, I'll put a signature on there. So let's just put a white grey one on. There we are. OK. And finally, let's assume that we're going to save this and we're going to post this on Facebook. So first thing we need to do is change the image size. So let's change it from its full resolution to, I don't know, say 2400 across the longest side. So that would be for Facebook. And then file, save as. We're going to save that as a JPEG. We're going to save it to our desktop and we'll call it beach. Save. OK. If I just undo that and we'll stop the action. Now that we've created our action, we'll move on to our second image, which is this one. And we want to apply the action set to this image. So we simply go to the red sky edit, click on the play button, as so. Now we've got this dialog box which has come up, and that's come up because we flagged that we wanted to adjust our brightness and contrast when we made the action. So just click OK. Now we can change our contrast. Before it was 90, now we can lower it or increase it, or we could in fact reduce our brightness a bit. Click OK, and then the rest of the actions will follow like so. So now we've got our signature, we've got our red haze sky, so all the actions have been carried out as the instructions said. Now let's just check to see whether it's actually saved the image. So let's go down and look at our desktop, and yes, we can see that it's been saved to the size that we specified. So the action has worked. Now if we want to save the action to a file, click on the action set, cliff action, go up to this button mode, save action, cliff action, it comes up as ATN. So let's just save that to the desktop, save. Let's just check to see whether that is saved. Yep, there's the action, cliff action ATN. Just to make sure that that has actually worked, if we delete that action, then go back to this action on the desktop, double click it, and it magically reappears in the action set. So you can save the action, you can then email it to your work colleagues or your boss, or you can sell it, or if you import one from the web to your desktop or to whichever folder, you simply double click it and it will appear in the action set. Well, I hope you found that useful. Just a quick overview of how to create an action, and it's a very useful tool to have. You can create them to set up batch images, signatures, crop in sizes, so you could save 100 images to Facebook, 100 images to Twitter or any other social media platform. If you're doing product photography, you might have 200 product images that you need to send out for a client. You can automatically batch those, resize them all. They will all be uniform and you can send them out. So it's a very useful tool. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.